like that. Well, we had a eventful week, man. What's going on, Mr. David?
Running around. What's up? How you?
You went to the party.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I did.
You went to the party.
I definitely did.
Threw a party, yeah. Threw a
I
party.
definitely did.
Yeah.
David came over.
I definitely did. Y'all niggas is crazy.
No, listen.
Nah, I ain't gonna front, real man. I'm glad the brother got his freedom.
Right.
Shouts to
100%.
Max.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Fan of his music. He on Survival. He actually on my first album. But yeah, I'm glad I got to go, poly with him.
So it was a lot of talk on the internet about.
They told me I was kicked off of this.
Yeah, they did. They said you was there. They said you was. I didn't even. I
For
didn't
doing
even
that.
Oh, this was crazy.
That's what they told
Internet
you?
kicked you off the show.
The internet
They said I
kicked
got
you
kicked off this joint. I can't rap about it no more.
It's
people
crazy.
People don't know. You see, both of us had different opinions, and I think it's dope that because I always feel like two things can be true at the same time.
Right.
Right. You felt one way, I felt another way.
Right.
You went to the party, but you had already had a conversation with CAPO. Talk about that.
Yeah, I feel like I never was around him, Max.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but we had our own relationship through who we know or whatever. And me being around Jim as long as I've been around Jim, and Jim being around my moms and my kids, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta holler at Capo, like, yo, bro, how you feel about that? Because I got invited directly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Indeed.
so I'm a definitely have that convo with bro before I just pop up and he gotta hear about it. Like, that's just me.
No, it's definitely no disrespect to, Max or anybody, because me and him got a relationship too. But I just wanted to make it clear where I stood as a man. Those are my principles, not nobody else. So I think it's dope that we could be able to have that conversation right here, because I felt like niggas was thinking it was something else.
Nah, yeah. I feel like with me it's like, and I agree with you 1,010%. I love this nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm not into trying to figure out what niggas is going through.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, Capo know how I feel about him. He knew me since I was 18, 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't nothing brand new. This ain't let me go over there for the cloud or for the cameras. Nah. I've been in contact with Max.
Right.
From jail. You get what I'm saying? He's on the album, Yo East. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, it was a man thing. Let me holler at Jim. How you feel about that, bro?
No, that's honorable, bro.
He could have easily been like, yo, bro.
100%.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we had our own one on. You get what I'm saying? So I felt like I'm not gonna be put in a space where I'm leaning on no side. You get what I'm saying? Like, boy, with Capo, like I'm not picking a side. Like, that ain't me.
That's respectable. You know.
Oh, yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and I had a link in the description where you can watch the clip in the beginning in full from episode 7 of the Let's Rap About It podcast that Mano, Fabulous, Jim Jones, and Dave East do together once a week, and they decided this time around to sit down and address the elephant in the room. As it became closer to Max B's release date, Mano, the conversation that came up on there with him and Jim, and he had said, hey, how do you feel about moving past that with Max B? Jim Jones like, hey, I don't want to talk about it. Let's move past it right now, unless you want to see me spaz out on here in the current time. As that was that. Then I think either a week or so after that, I can't remember for sure, it came up again as Mano had acknowledged, hey, I can't go to the Max B welcome home party because of the simple fact of my loyalty to you. I'm not going to move like that. Jim Jones was clearly like, why are we talking about this again? So people were already there with it as it was coming home closer to that date for Max B. Well, ended up, Mano went to the Jets game. Max B was there as well. It started circulating online that they had linked up there. Mano went on the show with Angela Yee and addressed that. And then later on that day, a conversation became that Dave East was being disloyal because he went to the Max B welcome home dinner or party or whatever and hollered at him and stuff. And that right there is what I said from the beginning, as people have got to stop this narrative because y'all didn't know what happened, and I said this was not showing disloyalty to Jim. And you heard right there, Dave East. I talked to Jim about it already. I have somewhat of a relationship with Max B, as I told y'all before, and people got mad at me about it, said you ain't nothing but a dumb country nigga that don't know what's going on up here in New York. And that was the point that I was making, that Dave East has had music already with Max B. He's on Max B's project, a song as well, before in the past. They have somebody mutual that put them together. They work already. And I said he has a relationship with Jim Jones also. And I said if he went there, he probably hollered at Jim about it. I said people want this to be negative so bad, they just kept fiending and pressing the buttons of like, let's just go at Jim Jones. And I said, bro, Max B had already said he did not have issues with Jim Jones, and it was just, hey, I'm moving on past that. Whatever we had going on at that time, I'm moving forward. Now, Jim, he might say something slick, but they not looking for each other. They not crashing out. It's not about to be that. People saying, oh, Dave East going to be kicked off the show. The show is over. Whole time they had talked about it already. And that's what I was trying to explain to people. It don't even got to be talked about. I expected on the internet for that day when it first happens, people are going to make jokes. I even covered 50 Cent making a joke about it. I did that. But I said, bro, for y'all to make it seem like Dave East is moving foul and wrong when they have music together already. Jim Jones knows this. On top of the fact, I told the people, hey, Jim Jones is cool with French Montana now. That's Max B's guy. That's the dude that's loyal to the soil with him. Jim Jones ain't tripping off of that. He not finna trip with Dave East. But they said, Ant, you don't know what you're talking about. You're dumb, you're lost, you're slow. I put it all up there and I said, and you know, I stepped on my New York people toes a little bit. And y'all know I love New York City. I get a lot of support out there in person, in real life. The support is real. This is not I'm saying this for YouTube. New York know I rock with them, but I just had to let them people know, because it wasn't the whole New York. It wasn't the mature fans. It was the internet comment section that wanted to make it be something that was not, for their entertainment. Let's keep this beef going. Let's keep this drama going. Yeah, Jim Jones is saying I don't see eye to eye with bro, which is cool in life. But that don't mean that we really actively looking at each other. The man just came home from 18 years. Do y'all really think he worried about, hey, I need to come home and be back on beef with Jim Jones and we need to be back into it? No, not at all. Even to the fact where Jim Jones was at a park a few years back and his son had wanted a picture, Jim Jones took the picture with his son. So I say it's not that deep. And he knew his son when he was a baby. Met his son and held his son when he was a baby. So, yes, they fell out. They stuff is, you know, however, whoever feel, they handle that how they handle that. But I said with New York, bro, Max B is one of y'all hottest artists right now. Let's keep it 100. Yeah, he been gone 18 years. Y'all have a few artists out there that have talent and skill, but what is bubbling and going crazy out of New York at the moment? They want to turn it to, well, what's bubbling out of Houston? I'm saying in New York, y'all gotta wait. Y'all got something coming home, the Wave, the Silver Surfer. You understand what I'm saying? Boss Don Bigger Belly. Why try to get him to get back into beef and keep this divide going? And that's what I feel like hurt New York as one of the things in the first place. Y'all become super divided, beefing with each other and things of that nature. Bro, y'all not finna pull my card on being a more than casual rap and hip hop fan. I had to show people, bro, I've been jamming Max B. This ain't new to me. I'm not one of them wave riding clout chasers. I've been on Dave East. I've been on Jim Jones. I've been on Dipset. I've been on Bird Gang. I've been on everything that come out of New York, bro. Certain people in the South, a lot of people in the South, we jam music outside of our region. We gonna jam our region, our cities, and our people is at first, you know, we gonna put that on, but then we'll go out and jam some other stuff too. If the music is good, we don't be tripping. But so y'all just didn't want to accept that when I said, bro, y'all are being messy. I said, y'all don't really have too much going on right now. Shout out to Bass Swag, Cash Cobain, everybody over there doing their thing, and the others in New York as well. I get support out there. I hear Bass Swag all in the streets. I'm like, bro, he going crazy. The music is jamming. But I said, bro, why are y'all trying to keep these divides going? That's all I was saying with New York. Dave East addressed it right there. I was invited. I hollered at Jim Jones about it. It was not an issue. Why would they kick me off the show? Jim Jones sat there. He didn't say nothing. He laughed a little bit and joked, but they moved on. It's not that big a deal. Stay on your pivot. We got more coming, more videos, all that. 1,000.